It's funny how every era, different eras of bikes have so much attraction in their own right, and it's not always dependent on your age. You can cross over different generations and really appreciate the bikes. So Steve, come and tell the folks a bit about this bike. I think that's not on at the moment. That's it. Good man.
On now. Okay, what this is obviously it says Harris on the side. It's a Harris Kawasaki. It was built by a chap called Asa Moyes, who was quite an established privateer rider in the 70s and the early 80s, well, actually into the late 80s actually. He built it for himself to ride in World F1 TT.
Just a bit higher?
A bit higher, sorry. World F1 TT in 1984. I guess what makes the bike, well, interesting to me is one is he finished 8th in the World Championship on it. He was beaten by 4 works bikes, 3 privateer bikes, 2 with works engines. So on a budget of £20,000 back in 1984, he managed to finish 8th in the World Championship, which is pretty good in my opinion. The interesting thing about the bike is the concept starts in 1983 when the FIM announced that the World F1 TT Championship would become a 750 series rather than a 1000cc series, which it was the year before. That sort of opened up an opportunity for a number of guys. You could either take your old chassis from the previous year, put a little engine in it, but you get a power to weight ratio problem there. You know, you've got a big heavy chassis designed for a 1000cc, not for a 750. So a number of guys decided to go their own way. They went to the Harris brothers and they said, "Would you build a chassis?" They said, "Of course we would." The Harris brothers said, "What do you want?" They replied, "Whatever's winning." And the Harris brothers said, "The XR41 or the Suzuki's are winning." So they said, "We'll have those then, please." Now the problem with that is trying to get hold of a work chassis to copy isn't easy.
No.
And there just happened to be an XR41, which was the World Endurance Championship winning bike at the Paris show that year. And on the way back from Paris, the Suzuki GB, the van was diverted and stopped off at the Harris workshops, and they copied it. Whereas the XR41 is an alloy chassis in alley box section, this is a steel representation of that chassis. So the headstock, swinging arm length, position, travel is all pretty much the same as that bike. They went for a Kawasaki engine, not particularly because it was the fastest engine, but because it was light. It being a 2-valve rather than a 4-valve like the Honda was at the time and the Suzuki was at the time. And also both a number of the riders had a lot of experience on these particular engines, certainly in 1000cc form. And the chap who built this, Asa, had contacts in the States with Marowaki, so he managed to get things like this bike has still got its original 5-speed close ratio gearbox. They managed to get the carburetors, which are magnesium carburetors. Again, only works bikes got that sort of stuff. So, you know, and then obviously throughout the engine, everything that can be done has been done. It had 6.5 pounds off the crank. Rods were weight matched, polished and shock peened. It's got full 750 pistons in there. I think when the bikes came, I think there was 736cc, so they've got special pistons made. Big valves, volumetrically balanced ports and combustion chambers. And it's running 16 front and an 18 rear wheel. All the type technology in the early 80s was surrounding that 16-inch front wheel. So they've decided to take advantage of that. It's got